Alright, what up YouTube? Where sharing is caring. Today we're going to talk about electric fans conversion and what it takes to get you there. I did mine a couple weeks ago. Obviously I checked YouTube and it wasn't certain, it was a lot of good help, but some guys, you look at the video, it's completely dark. All the dudes show is valve covers and a blue light, and like that's it. No talking, very, nothing. You can't even see the electric fans. But anyway, we're going to hop right into it. This is your basic relay system of electric fan. And here goes your relay that you'll need. Usually probably get like a 40 amp or 50 amp. Get a 4-prong or 5-prong, it don't matter, but you're going to use the outside prongs. And you can't see it, but if you look real closely,
hell yeah,
if you look real closely, you're going to see numbers on the back, and those numbers are 86, 30, 85 and 87. I written them down for you guys real quick. But basically, from your relay, look for the 30. That's going to go to your circuit breaker, and it goes to the power of your battery. Then you're going to look for 85. 85 goes to your ignition. All right, 85 goes to your ignition. Then 87 from your relay is going to go to the power of your electric fans. And then the last one is 86, which you can ground it to your engine block or to the chassis of your car. All right, so let's go check it out. The application I have for you guys today is it's on a Chevy, 88 Chevy 3500. And let's open this baby up. And get her started. Hold on.
I'm going to fresh and easy. You need to take the storm surge.
No, I'm good.
Looking out there.
All right, I have to holler at the neighbor real quick, but all right, back to the relay. All right, you got your power wire running along here. It's going to your breaker. Then you connect to the power. Then the other power wire to go to your fan is right here, but in between you're gonna find this is a Flexi-Light adjustable probe, and the probe is in the radiator inlet, and I can adjust the settings to have it kick on whenever I want. All right, the negative wire to the radiator fan is grounded off here. Also, the negative wire on the relay is grounded off here. And then this wire is going up under there through the firewall to the ignition. And that's pretty much it. You have other temperature switches out there that can kick your fans on. This one runs on the power side. So if I want to override it, I'll have to tap in right here and run a switch in the inside. So when I connect, the two powers connect and it will turn on the fan. Other switches uses the negative, which I did have one using a throttle body spacer that had a port, but for some reason that spacer wouldn't ground out, and that switch needs to ground to the engine to turn the fans on, and it just didn't. So I ended up taking that part back, buying this one. It was the same price, but with this I can adjust whatever setting I want. With the switches, they're set 180, 190, 200, 210. That's what it is. This one I can have it anywhere I want. But what you see right here, this is actually a temperature gauge that I hooked up, which is this little bad boy right here. I messed around and I bought it in Celsius. So eventually I'm gonna buy it in Fahrenheit. So for right now, it's in Celsius still. But with this digital gauge, I can have a more accurate reading. Because if you know the Chevys, you have 100 in the middle, you got 210, and what's the halfway mark, 155 or whatever. Instead of guessing, I hooked up one of these. So, and another good thing you want to have is one of these. It's a car charger, but it also tells you your voltage. So right now it's putting out 12.4 volts, and you'll see it change when I start the truck. But for right now, let's look at the electric fans. Here they are. With the Chevy, there's a nice little slit the fans sit right in, and I use these Radiator electric fan ties. I mean, these things are sturdy, they're great, and I loaded it up. I have a total of 7. I got 4 on the top, 3 on the bottom. I mean, this thing is rock solid. It's not going nowhere. The top part, the shrub, I just got this from the junkyard. I didn't want to cut the original, but if you know the shrubs, they kind of come up like that. I cut it right here because I still need to use the brackets to hold the radiator down. And other than that, the type of fan you guys need. 2 is great, but 1 I think will do you just fine. If it's a 16-inch fan, you can do 1. At least 25 CFMs or more will be enough. But if you have 2, whatever. If you go to the junkyard like I did, just snatch it off of a V8 for your V8. If you have a V6, you can probably go get away with a V4 electric fan, a 4-cylinder. So my fans, there's one big one, there's one like barely a little bit smaller. And as you see, the fan clutch is gone. There's a lot of room. It is more responsive at the throttle. I'm probably getting better gas mileage, but it's hard to tell because your gains are only 1 to 3 miles to the gallon, so it's really hard to tell that. But let's crank this beast up. That's so you guys can see the fans running. All right, see, it jumped up. The car's already warm and the fans are already on. I mean, it's not that loud. To give you guys an idea of how much it's blowing, I got a Slim Jim wrapper and I'm gonna put it in front of the fans. I mean, it's blowing it straight to the back. I mean, this thing blows super hard. All right, the fans just kicked off. And as you can see, the paper is no longer bending. So nothing's coming from the motor. That was all from the fans. All right. And you can see my voltage meter now is at 13.8, 13.7. and it went all the way down to 84 before it kicked the fans off, and now it's slowly going back up. Right now it's probably well over 100 degrees, and if you can see the markings is right at the 165 range, around that mark. So it is warming up. This is back to 88. The fan's going to kick on about, I guess, 93 to 96 degrees Celsius. And they don't run all the time either. I mean, it blows so hard, this thing rapidly cools off and cuts right back off. Also, I got a buddy at the corner. He runs his around 180, and it stays there all day. I got another buddy right here, and he also has electric fans. All right, the fans kick back on once again. Oh shit, it just went. See, as fast as it comes on is as fast as it turns off. But it's at 92. And another thing you guys want to look into is the load of on the alternator when the fans are running. All right, see, the fan just kicked on, and it's at 13.5, which is it's okay. It can be better. I might have to boost my alternator later, but if yours go lower than 13.2, then take off your alternator and have it amped up, or just buy a high output alternator. All right. And you see we're sitting here idle. The fan just turned right back off. You know, I have it set, it's not even reaching halfway. You know, before I did the fan conversion, it'll be right at 210 or maybe a tad bit less. But with this electric fan, all right, the fan just kicked back on. It's at 96, and I can sit here running all day and it's not even gonna reach 210. All right, this is with the Slim Jim wrapper. I mean, this thing is blowing. Even on this side. All right, the fan just kicked off, so, you know, nothing. All right, and that's pretty much the setup, man. So let me know if you guys like it. Most of my mods on this truck is for a little bit of horsepower, but mostly gas saving tips. All right, the fan kicked back on, and you see even on this side, I mean it's blowing hard. Even back here, which is a good 1.5 feet from the fan. All right, the fan just kicked off and it's calm again. But back to what I was saying, the upgrades, as you can see, the Canon intake, I got a air raid throttle body, a MSD ignition coil, fuel pressure gauge regulator, adjustable fuel pressure gauge thermostat, so I can adjust my pressure gauge anytime I want. And you know, it's all for better gas mileage, because you know, this is a big hunk of a truck, big Tonka truck here. So far so good. I like it. I encourage you guys to do the same. So if you guys got any questions, give me a shout out. I'll get back at you guys, you know, pretty quick. And check out my other videos. I'll do all kind of stuff. All right, peace. 86.